Well, good morning, lady, and to our viewers as well. Yes, you are quite correct. These disgruntled learners affiliated to COSAS are planning today to deliver their memorandum of grievances to not only the education department here in the province, but as well as Eskom. The learners are citing a number of issues, including scholar transportation, the installation of backup generators, as well as inverters at their schools, as well as they are also demanding tablets for each learner. So they are planning right now to today hand over that memorandum at the headquarters here of the Education Department. It has been a rather bumpy start of the 2023 academic year for the Education Department in Limpopo. They have been confronted with a number of issues, including scholar transportation affecting certain areas in the province, as well as issues of placement of learners at schools in Polokwane as well as Ellis Ras. The department says they are working on the problem and they are placing learners that are in grade 1 as well as grade 8. Other issues that COSAS are rather concerned about include, issues of infrastructure at schools. So we expect them today to deliver that memorandum. They are expected to arrive at a street opposite from where we are at about 9:30. Naledi?
Yeah, I mean, there's something to be said about the fact that they're bringing up two issues here, that of education and that of power. So does that mean that as they're protesting over load shedding, that there'll be two separate marches, two separate groupings? I mean, what is this going to look like logistically?
It will be one march. From what we understand from COSAS, there will be about 10 buses that will be ferrying learners from across the province, from schools across the province. So what they will do, from what we were informed, is that they will start here and hand over the memorandum of consent to the representative of the Education Department. From here onwards, they're expected to proceed to the offices of Eskom, which are situated further down the road, and they will also make their demands heard to Eskom that load shedding is affecting the quality of education across schools. They're also demanding that there needs to be backup generators at some of these schools, as well as solar panels, as well as inverters. Essentially, they're saying that they also are supporting the call by the ANC to have a national disaster in light of the rolling blackouts. Yesterday, I interviewed the national chairperson of COSAS, Katlego Nyoni, who indicated that they are keen to hear what President Cyril Ramaphosa, what stance he will take, rather, especially as we're heading towards the State of the Nation address. But they're saying that they are supporting that call, saying that this is a disaster. It is also impacting learning and teaching across schools. Naledi?
Yeah, so let's talk a little bit about whether or not the march has been authorized by authorities.
So what essentially happened, this march was expected to take place last week Friday. However, it was postponed because they could not get the proper authorization from authorities, in this case being the South African Police Service in the province. There was also an issue of not having a delegate from both Eskom as well as the Department of Education to accept their memorandum of consent. So that march was postponed to today. Yesterday we got confirmation that the march is indeed happening, and they were able to acquire that authorization for them to be able to march over to two offices, essentially. That is the Department of Education as well as Eskom headquarters here in the province. Naledi?
I go back to 2018 when we saw the Congress of South African Students, or COSAS, threatening to shut down schools. And one of the things that I think that we've noted as a country is certainly COSAS is quite an energetic, I think that's the word I can use, an energetic grouping of students there that are part of that body. I mean, when you spoke to one of the leaders of COSAS yesterday about this march, 10 buses is a considerable number of young people that are going to be taking part in this march. Talk to me about the tone that you hear from them. I mean, is this going to be a calm march, or are there concerns that there might be tensions and possibly violence?
Well, certainly the tone that we're getting from COSAS, and mind you, Naledi, this is not the first time they march to the Department of Education. And I guess the question to them has always been, are you not also worried about the levels of absenteeism across schools if you are taking pupils out of classrooms and bringing them to a march? And they indicated to us a while back that these issues are bigger than missing on a single day of lessons. The tone that we are getting from COSAS is that this will be be a peaceful march. The learners will be wearing their school uniforms as they arrive at a park called SABC Park, just the street from where we are. The last march that we covered from COSAS was also peaceful. We have not gotten a sense that it will be, of course, a march that will destabilize, movement of people in town as well as traffic flow. But of course, there'll be a high visibility of traffic officials monitoring that situation. This is not the first time they conduct a march of this kind. However, this time around, they are incorporating the issue of, demanding backup generators at schools, as well as the installation of inverters as well as solar panels, saying that the rolling blackouts are affecting learning and teaching across schools in the province. Naledi.